Okay, I think. Okay, whatever. We are good to go. Strange things happening on screen. Well, Streamlabs appears to be working. I suppose I should check sound. Oops, wrong button. Okay, that's all working. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is Saturday, August 27th. I am a little bit late this morning, but I've been doing some PC housekeeping stuff. Still can't figure out why the chat box, and I might as well test that while we're here. Does that duplicate? No, it still doesn't. So what is the problem? I guess we'll figure it out sometime, but not today. So trying to get chat to appear on the stream so that when you watch it on YouTube, you will see what people have said and you won't get random comments out of the blue. Anyway, so we have $110,000, pounds even. This field is growing nicely. It could do with a little bit of lime, but not going to worry about that. Where's our cows? Hi, cow. Okay, so we have 5 cows wandering around here. I'll run through this hedge. I managed to do a contract on this field for hay, and we ended up with somewhere in the region of 50 bales with 26 required for the contract completion. So Cavalier Roy's update has worked for that. Still no manure, but that's as is. So I have now managed to stock this thing up. You will see we have 136,000 straw, which we had before, which came from our barley. We now have 147,000 litres of hay. We had one of those bales. The rest of it all came from the contract. And then we have a ton of silage, some of which came from over here. So we have deposited some of it in the shed and sold the rest. So one of the reasons why we have a fair amount of money. I have also added or completed 6 contracts for silage, and for the most part it seems that silage contracts I am getting approximately 50% more bales than I need to complete the contract, regardless of soil type. So that's a thing. I have also bought this field after doing a silage contract on it. So the pH value's bad, the nitrogen's bad. We are August, September, October. Probably going to let it run. We'll get one list of mowing out, and then as soon as we've baled what's in this field, we will probably direct seed over it. This field was direct seeded with canola, so that's a good thing. I don't have a roller, not going to buy one just to do that. And at the moment the expected yield is 75%, which is possibly the lowest can be. One thing I've learnt this week from, I think, Dairy Air Farms is that apparently using a direct drill causes double weed growth. So weeds start at medium level. Another thing I've noticed about the new map. Now, we did hack up all the hedges around our house. And so that's a thing. You will notice that the fence goes all the way back to here. So these two hedges have reinstated themselves, maybe three. These hedges up to where our fence ends, it's quite a long way back here, have reinstated themselves. And I think I chopped that one down, and someone's stolen those two. So I have some hedge issues. Not a big deal, but yeah, it was. I can chop the ones that aren't there down. Oh, sorry, I can chop the ones that are there down, and probably plant a couple for the gap that's now there. I have also chopped down two sections of this hedge and the trees that were in this corner, and I just used the lumberjack mod to chop them to bits rather than sell them. So there is now an access to that field directly from our yard. Still need a straw blower, and we're probably going to get a reasonable sized one, just because I'm expecting demand for food and straw here to be quite excessive. The mineral feeder's gone, and I went to the store and bought 3 pallets of mineral feed, and that is now part of the 86,567 litres of food that's in this shed. I've still only got 5 cows, so they're not going to be eating it very quickly. May buy some more cows very soon. How's our... Got 4 bags of tomatoes, and apart from that, can't remember whether I upgraded this. This is now the bigger model. I think we had about 6 meters. Where is it? Headers. Yeah, we had this one, which was 6.1. We've now got this one, which is 9 meters. Only costs 5,500 plus the hit we took on selling that used. But all in all, not too much of an issue there. And these are the same as the Vicon Tedders. Functionally equivalent, at least. Balers, we've still got our Deutz baler, we've still got our tractor, so nothing new there. Still offering the Massey Ferguson 8S, which I want one eventually, but it's not a requirement right now. A couple of trailers there. So that is pretty much where we sit right now. There's nothing for us to do on our farm. I did backdate this. We don't have the select contract type buttons, so I can't click baling only or whatever. Reason for that was the updated mod prevents contract farmers from harvesting their own fields. So we would end up with a ton of fields that were, good grief, that's a lot, that were just going to end up, what am I trying to say? Growth stage. Withered. So potentially all of these harvestable fields that we don't own could end up withered if they don't get harvested as part of sort of a daily update. You can see the ones we've harvested because they're they're obviously the ploughed one and these three, and that one, and that one, and that one. And these are the non-grass fields. So I've done a couple of other, I did quite a lot actually, but we did one barley just to make sure that we were generating enough crop. And then we did some wheat, some canola, some other stuff, which is all in this shed here. So we did a barley contract, 6 wheat contracts, 3 oat contracts, 3 canola contracts, just to make us some money. And I did them off camera between streams. And so, yeah. Next things to check. When is the best time to sell this stuff? December? December. November. So canola goes in November. And everything else is absolutely fine. November. Canola in November. Anyway, I think, okay, since we have the money right now, I'm going to take the little flatbed down to the store and we'll grab a couple more pallets of mineral feed. And then I'm not sure I'm going to do any more contracts this month. I've done so many, like 7 grass contracts in the last week off camera. Yeah, not quite what I had in mind. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I kind of want to get to the point where that mineral feed is constant. Yeah, there is a supply of it. Cameo, good morning and welcome to Saturday. But as I said, we've got Cavalier Roy got in contact with us at the end of last week's stream and told me how to get hold of this updated map. And the major point of a couple of major points of the update was that the grass contracts would now start producing enough grass to complete. So I did give that a try out, and yes, absolutely, we get between 50% and 100% total of what is needed to deliver. Giants 1.7 patch has come in, so obviously we've now got fixed harvesting contracts, supposedly. One of the other things that Cavalier Roy's map update did was I did a contract in this field off camera last week, and there were a bunch of trees right along the edge of this field. One of them was actually in the field round about right here. So that caused problems getting a harvest around it. I ended up sort of coming up to here and then reversing off, driving around it, and then driving up there and as far as I could. It was not entirely brilliant. And apparently he has moved some of the other, or removed some of the other trees that are right on the edge of fields that were causing issues for harvesting. Now, obviously, I'm not going to see most of that unless I do some harvesting contracts on fields that I've already harvested, and since it's August and we only just harvested them, we're not going to be able to get that opportunity until next game year. So anyway, let's get down to the store, buy some mineral feed and load up the tipper, or load up the flatbed. No me. Right.
Can I get the garage key?
Yeah. So anyway, off to the store to get some stuff. I will probably guess we could probably fast wind a car at least one day, see if some of those harvesting contracts clean up overnight. Hopefully not all of them. If they all do, I might have to reinstate the more detailed contracts mod thing. And obviously also still on a quest to get more stuff to run on the farm. And for the most part we're looking at let's go to there. Yeah, for the most part we're looking at used equipment because you can get more of it for less. And then as the farm starts to turn a profit, obviously we're going to get a nice influx of cash when we sell the grains on farm. Okay, that should be about 4, hopefully. Yes. I'll get that one in front of us. As far as a second, a small tractor, I'm kind of thinking the smallest Rigitrack would fit the farm really nicely. It's got a... That wasn't entirely how I wanted that placed, but okay. It's got 4-wheel steering. I don't think it carries much in the way of crop safe tyres, but we can cope with that for the most part. I'm not going to make this pretty, we're just going to stick the pallets on the I mean, if I was getting 8 pallets, we'd probably try and place them a little more tidily, but we just need to get them back to the farm and for them not to fall off. Oops. Yes, sorry, what was I saying? Oop. Yeah, so the Rigitrack, it's got a reasonable horsepower rating. I think 105 for the base model. I won't get anything fancy installed on it except front loader arms, and we'll just use that for pottering around in the yard. Being 4-wheel steer means it's going to be a little bit more agile. It's not as expensive as a JCB, And it'll just help getting in and out of that cowshed, and has enough horsepower to run, small things like tedders and windrowers and bale shredders and things like that. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to be nice to have a tractor that we can hitch to things more long term, so I'm not continuously hitching and unhitching as we go. It'll spread the load on what tractors we're using, but still we need to concentrate on spending money on land. Now we've done that. I think I'm probably done with land purchases for this year. The plan for that grass field, we'll plough it basically beginning of winter, and then I should really stay on my side of the road, and then plant it in the spring, just because that's a plan. As we can see, there appears to be an awful lot of weeds on the fields that we harvested as contracts. And I'm strongly considering a herbicide test on our canola field. And what we'll do is we'll wait till that pops. Expected yield on that field is 75%, and I will put some herbicide down, and we'll probably lease a sprayer just so that I can put the spot spray equipment on it for now, and see what the yield impact is, if there is one. And once we know about that, we can make longer term decisions on what sort of weeding equipment we want right away. That back pallet is not... Actually, I don't think the front pallets are in range either. Okay, there we go. So, front three are gone. Oh, we'll unload that one. So there is now mineral feed in there. We shall see what happens. Interesting, I only put 3 pallets in. Are they 1,050? Oops, wrong. Wrong button. Let's push that one. Pallets. Ha! I didn't actually notice that. Okay, so they're 1,050 litres, which is why we've got 4,200. I think since we're hitched up to this, we might as well do our August sale of tomatoes. And then don't have to worry about that until September, and we can pretty much then sleep through to September. Unless something interesting in the contract side or store sale happens to appear. So the update did not need a new save. So that's, I'm guessing some placeables inadvertently got their index number changed, which is why there is some missing hedges and some appeared hedges. So possibly some of the hedges I chopped down in my save have been placed somewhere else and now don't exist there. and some of the other hedges which I didn't chop down are now in place of hedges that I did. I didn't chop down any trees, so I don't know of any issues there. And Gordon knows you. Welcome to the stream. No, I do not need help. This is set up as a solo play, and it's just a thing I've been doing for the last 5 years, I guess. So welcome to the stream. Sit back, enjoy, have a cup of tea or whatever you like, and we will get some farming done. So I do plan on selling a windrower at some point and switching to the Vermeer. Someone beginning with V. Oops. And then I'm also thinking that I can probably get away with mulching that new grass field that we're going to turn arable. And the reason we're turning it arable is because it does have some very nice soil in it. So not going to mess up with that. We can demonstrate that. This field here is silty clay. Hang on a minute. This field here is partially silty clay with loam. So it's not great, but about 50% of it is a good deal. So since it's one of our better fields, it kind of makes sense to switch it over to arable crops, at least for now. We may segregate it later and make the loamy half arable and put grass back in the top part. It really depends how hungry our cows are. Still having a little bit of issues with Farming Simulator. Physics. And depth of perception, of course. Okay, so not a great number of tomatoes, but it does mean that we can not have to worry about them for the next 2-3 days. And we're basically perishables we need to sell fairly frequently, so I'd put a limit of at least one sale per month of anything like